I'm here with actor Mehcad Brooks, who is currently starring not only on Supergirl on CW, but also in the new movie Nobody's Fool.
Right.
Before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about when you first decided you wanted to pursue acting as a full-time career.
Oh man, that's a boring story. I was like 15 years old.
Okay.
And I wanted to be. My dad played professional football, so it wasn't a pipe dream. I knew there could be a pathway for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to play professional basketball. My mother put me in this program called LEAP, which was it's an acronym for Leadership Enrichment Arts Program, and we saw like our first symphonies, like that we didn't fall asleep at. We saw opera for the first time, a musical,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to go backstage and meet these people. And I met this opera singer who was singing Madame Butterfly in Russian and Italian and some parts in French. And I was like, this is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, where are you from? And he's like, Houston, brother. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? We can do this? So I met a guy who looked like me who was living in Geneva, Switzerland.
Mm-hmm.
And just so far beyond what my mind thought was possible from the place where I was from. I'm from Austin, but he was from Houston, which is down the street. And it just occurred to me that maybe my consciousness of what I could do for a living could expand.
Mm-hmm.
And it did. And I tried theater and I loved it. And I knew if I didn't continue that for the rest of my life, that I would feel like I'd be missing an opportunity.
Was that your primary goal when you started, was to do theater, or did you want to do everything?
No, I just wanted to storytell. I didn't really know which part. Like I knew I wanted to be an actor, I knew I wanted to be a director, I knew I wanted to do theater.
Mm-hmm.
Music came to me early on, but later. So just storytelling, really.
And now you booked some pretty big roles. Out of the gate, you did Desperate Housewives, you did True Blood.
Yeah.
Those shows that no one's ever heard of. So, you were lucky in that respect that you
shows that had a chance.
What was it like booking such bigger gigs? When you were still relatively new.
I mean, like that. I guess it's like my path has been very blessed, and I'm very grateful for it. But it probably looked easier than it was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there was years and years and years of toiling before that, and but it felt great to have success on that level fairly quickly. It didn't take a long time, but it was really difficult. Right? It wasn't brain surgery, but it just took a lot of perseverance, a lot of believing in yourself, a lot of work, a lot of hours. But I was really grateful. I mean, there's people who've been doing it for 20 years who never catch a break, and I was lucky to catch one pretty early.
And you haven't stopped working since.
Been working steadily ever since. With some times where I took some time off for my own reasons, and some time off for an injury.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
And like I said, you're filming Supergirl now. This is the 4th season of the show. And you were introduced as the Guardian.
Yeah.
What was that like to find out that you were going to be an iconic character, just being Jimmy Olsen, but then also playing the part of a superhero?
Yeah, that was. I was the kid who was jumping off the sofa with the towel tied around his neck with a safety pin, and like yelling Superman. So I've always wanted to be a superhero. So when that happened, I think I was in the break room and we were doing a table read. And I think I may have screamed and peed a little bit. But
Not one of Guardian's characteristics.
No. I mean, but you have to sometimes wonder, like, do superheroes wear? It depends, because
they're always saving someone. Yeah.
Well, they're saving their stock. They don't call it stocking. They call it sticking out. But it's stock.
The PC term.
Yeah. But and I don't know. So like I really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed playing both of those characters, and they're Jimmy Olsen, or James Olsen as he's known as now, is a lot different than Jimmy in the comic books. And Guardian, I don't think anybody really knew who the guy was. So it was kind of fun to create, the stature, the characteristics of his fighting style, just who he is, and that's been really cool. It's been really, really cool, you know.
Now you're in this movie called Nobody's Fool.
Yep.
By Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Got a great cast going along with you.
Yeah,
You
fantastic
can't really tell too much about your role.
No, I can't.
But what can you tell me about the project?
It is one of the most fun things I've ever done. In some strange way, it's a small role, but in some strange way, this is probably the most authentic work I've ever done.
Okay.
Because I started off wanting to act because of comedy, and I've done comedy before. I did Necessary Roughness, but I don't think a lot of people saw it. But I got to be like slapstick funny. You know, Tyler let me just play.
Yeah.
And I got to just really use that exercise that part of my muscle that I don't really get a lot of love for. So like, you know, Hollywood tends to put you into a box, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a limiting thing, but like they typecast you. The best part about being typecast is the word cast, right?
Absolutely.
You have a job.
That's right.
Yeah, you have a job. It's great. You're paying the bills. You're paying your mortgage. It's fantastic. It's great. You know. However, there tends to be a situation, if you do that for too long, people don't think you can do anything else. And I'm not saying that's the case for me. I'm saying that I'm on a show where I'm not funny. And I've done stuff where I wasn't expected to be funny or allowed to be funny for a very long time. And I really love comedy. I really enjoy it. And I'm really good at it. And I think there's much more of it for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you would like to do more comedy in the future?
I have to.
You have
My
to?
soul's screaming
There
for
you
it.
go.
Yeah, because drama's fun, but it's also kind of boring, right? Like you're a made up person or a fictionalized, you know, sort of character from the past that's been created with certain limitations, and sometimes those limitations are very broad, and like, you know, and that person might be bigger than you. Or that person, you may have to minimize your personality to fit into the role of the character. Either way, it's what you have to do. But then the drama is sitting around moping all day and like trying to save the world all the time.
Yeah.
Like sometimes that can get kind of soul crushing and like that can be kind of heavy, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're doing years and years and years and years and years of that, you're like,
the world's soul crushing enough right now.
Do
some comedy.
I need to laugh. I need to make people laugh, and so it's like, you know, sometimes you just want to, you know, have a good time, and like and sometimes that's hard with drama, right? You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're made up people crying about made up shit,
right?
And that kind of sucks sometimes.
And another thing that you're passionate about is music, and your newest creation is entitled May 20th, which I'm sorry it's had a lot of negative meanings for you, but it is actually my birthday, so some good things happen on May 20th, yeah.
No. I mean, first of all, I wouldn't say that May 20th is negative for me at all.
Okay.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
It's my spiritual birthday.
Is it? That's very cool.
Very powerful day. By the way. No, and I would say that I'm able to thank the universe for all the things that have happened to me on those May 20th. And I mean, I guess we should talk about that because no one's going to know what I'm talking about. May 20th, 2009, I had a parasite that I got in Africa called a amoebic antimicrobial parasite, which is a fancy word for a very, very tiny water-based parasite, which you die within 6 months if you don't get treatment. I had it for 2.5 years. It's a medical anomaly. Yeah, medical anomaly right there. Based on some complications, you know what, based on Western medicine and how they treat things, things got complicated. I had too much of the wrong stuff in my body, and then I was administered something that I was allergic to, and that caused my vitals to shut down, and I passed away. That's May 20th, 2009. Obviously, I came back.
Yeah, good. I hope so, or else we're not, or else I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And the camera's seeing it too.
I want you to understand something. You're dead.
Yeah. Great, thanks. And so it was nice interviewing you.
That's what this whole day has
Thank
been about. I'm trying to like ease you into the other side. This is purgatory.
Yeah,
So,
that's-
purgatory is a we word.
Fittingly in New York as well.
Right. That's actually a great compliment. Like this guy can never leave where we work. Yeah, so May 20th, 2009, that happened. May 20th, 2010, I'm in India, and I go to this spiritual guru, and I'm leaving, and he says to me, be very careful driving. And I thought that was very strange because maybe 2 hours before that, I was like, I told the crew I was with, we're shooting a documentary there, I told the crew I was with, I gotta be careful driving. I might be driving right now, but I see how other people drive, and I gotta be careful driving. That's what I said out loud to them. And then this guru tells me that, and I'm thinking to myself, huh, that's interesting. 1 year later to the day, May 20th, 2011, I'm sitting in my car in Atlanta, minding my own business, and a lady hits me going head on, 65 miles an hour, and I go into a coma. Good. And I go into a coma. And that was a very similar experience. And that was tough. I had to get over that. Had to relearn how to read while on set. That was tough. It was really, really tough. And it also made me understand something. Both of those experiences had a very congruent message, which was, did you fulfill the agreement did you fulfill the agreement you made with your soul before you took this body?
Interesting.
Right. So whatever you believe about this or that, it doesn't matter. It's all arbitrary. It's fine. We're all wrong.
Yeah.
We're all wrong.
Yeah.
All of us. And we're all a little right. That's fine. Exploration of spirituality and consciousness is what the actual point is. Not, considering maybe that people who didn't have science knew the characteristics of God. Maybe we should continue to explore. That's all I'm saying. And or at least there should be room for that. And having been to the other side, having been in what I would call a subconscious state in the field of pure potentiality in the coma, I would say that there is definitely a strong resonance of trusting the instincts that you have from the lives that you lived before. That happens to you. And that starts to lose its mystique. There's no more mystery about the fact that you are a soul living a human experience. And whether you want to put that into, oh, you believe in multiple lives. No, I believe in one life, the soul's life. The soul has a life. Like when you maybe don't drive, you live in New York. So
I live in Jersey, I drive.
So you live in Jersey, you drive. So okay, fine. So let's say this. When you're in that car, and you press it down on the gas and the long pedal with your right foot, you go faster. You know what that feels like? Your car responds to everything you're doing. You want to go left? Tilt this way. You go right? Tilt that way. You want to see better? You turn the lights on, right? You want to hear something different? You turn the radio up. The car is an extension of you and your thoughts. But is the car you? No. When you get out of the car, you're still alive. You're still able to see and walk and do these different things, but the car is just sitting there. And until you put something that has life, that's important, into the car again, it's just the car. So that's how I try to describe it to people. What it feels like to cross over and come back is just that who you identify yourself with, some of your experiences, the memories that you have, the life flashing before your eyes, doesn't happen that way. It's more of an orb of existence that goes somewhere else. It's being uploaded. And what happens is you understand that you are a soul having a human experience, and you made an agreement. And what was that agreement? We all know it. We all know what that agreement is. We just hate it. It's not easy, right?
Yeah.
And we love to get preoccupied with the world we've created through this fictive language that we have, right? Like money matters. Money's that's the value. That's what's important. Not expanding consciousness. Race matters. My tribe matters. My gender matters. This is what matters.
Right.
None of that shit matters. The moment of your death, you will not give a shit about your race, your gender, how much money you have. It will be, what did I do? Did I do what I was supposed to do while I was here? And for me, that was music.
That's really powerful.
It's just my story.
Yeah, powerful nonetheless.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, it broke me for a long time.
Yeah.
It broke me, and especially because like here I was with a great acting career, and I just beat death or cheated death, how you would say that. Just beat a coma, you know, and now I'm sitting here going like, you want me to press reset and do music now? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, but that was me telling me that, so I couldn't argue, right? But I still didn't do it. And then May 20th, 2012, I did ayahuasca for the first time, which is, I'm not sure if you know what it is, but it's an earth medicine that comes from the Amazon jungle, and it's a vine and a leaf that they decoct, turn into a paste. It flips your ratio of humanity to spiritual. Okay. From like 10 to 90 to 90-10. So most of us walk around most of the week. We might meditate a little bit, we might pray, might go to church, might go to synagogue, whatever the case is, might go to temple, right? And that kind of connects us to the idea of something more expansive than us, right? What ayahuasca does for 4 hours is puts enough DMT in your body for you to flip that ratio immediately. Okay. And you become fully spiritual and barely aware of the body. And you become aware of the agreements that you made prior to receiving the body. And I know it sounds really weird, but it told me the same thing it taught me the same lessons that the death experience did. It taught me the same lessons that the coma did. It was very loud and clear. And these were all on May 20th, 4 years apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, consecutively. And that's something I couldn't deny. It's something I couldn't ignore or not give credence to. It had to be accepted and embraced that there was something mystical happening, even if I didn't think I was worthy of that or deserving of that, or how hard that would be to admit to people or to myself. I cannot deny what my life has been. And that's why I'm doing music. And that's why, and I think that there's, I don't know, it's hard to say sometimes, but I have a perspective that most people don't ever have the opportunity to have. And I think I have a right to be heard.
Absolutely. Everyone has a right to be heard.
Yeah. Everyone has.
Well,
everyone has a right. Everybody has a right to be listened to. Right. But sometimes you can't really hear what they're saying because they're really just saying, "I'm hurt, I'm in pain, I'm sad, I'm upset, I'm this, I'm that," and they're saying a lot. And to hear someone, there's a deeper message, right? So yes, everyone deserves to be heard that I'm sad, I'm hurt, I'm this and this and that, or I'm happy. And they're saying these different things. Normally when they're super loud, it's because they're hurt or angry. But just because you have an opinion doesn't make it right. doesn't make it worth it.
That's very true.
Right. Like you deserve to have it, yeah. You're more than welcome to have an opinion.
It doesn't mean you're right.
Doesn't mean it's worth it. Yeah.
Do you have a certain preference to singing? It sounds like singing is more of a personal journey for you, your music, and acting also is a personal journey, but on 2 different planes. Do you have not preference, but probably put different work into each one, right?
You know what? I think partly the music was something that I needed to do because I was so afraid of it. I was so afraid of failing at it, so afraid of trying something new and not being received well. And those fears have come to pass in some ways because my first single has over 1 million streams, 1.3 million streams. And that's awesome. Amazing for an independent artist who is not going by the name of Mehcad Brooks. These are not Mehcad Brooks fans who are playing the shit out of the song. These are people who like King Gypsy, which is great. It's amazing. That makes me feel really great. It's part of the reason I changed the name. And then there's some ways where I feel fairly validated in that fear because some songs no one's even listening to it. Like, what the fuck is this? This is horrible. And I guess that's part of being an artist, right? But I think it was a stepping stone. And not sorry, I shouldn't say that. I think it's part of the stepping stone into me becoming a storyteller. I have a voice, and I can sing that voice, and I can act that voice, and I can write that voice, and so it's me kind of stepping into the awareness of where I know I should be.
People pay attention to that voice. I just really want to thank you for taking the time to interview with me. It's been a real pleasure, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Sorry if we went off topic a little bit.
No, there's no off topic.
Cool.
It's your life.
Cool.
Thank you.